Okay, greetings YouTube model people. How's it going? All right, coming at you here with episode 3 of my model judging basically series. And what I'd like to do first is I'm going to just recap a couple things with episode 2. Don't worry, episode 3 is not going to be me sitting here talking forever and ever. We're actually just going to couple recap things that I wrote down about episode 2. And then we're going to move right on to episode 3, and that's going to be showing you some more pictures and stuff like that. So, okay, so episode 2 recap. Basically, first thing I want to do is apologize that the pictures were probably not the best as far as clarity and being able to see everything okay. That is why I also uploaded a video, like a 21-second video after that episode 2. That includes all the pictures I use. That way you can kind of pause those, enlarge them, whatever you want to do, and if you can listen to the audio and kind of look at the stuff yourself a little bit more close up. So again, sorry the quality there wasn't all that great. This is baptism by fire, guys. I'm just doing the best I can. Again, I don't know all the technical stuff, and really, well, I probably could work through it, but it would take me many hours, which I sadly don't have. So again, just sorry about the overall quality. Now, also, I want to make sure you understand that in that video, there was a lot of nitpicking that I showed you with the judging, right? So this was certainly, like, in most cases, not always, it depends on the experience level of the builders in the category, right? So that definitely dictates how nitpicky you get, certainly. And it doesn't make it easier either, right? So, or harder necessarily, right? There are novice builds and intermediate builds and advanced builds, and they can all be equally difficult to judge because it has nothing to do with the level. It has to do with how close is the level of build between the entries, right? And between the people and between the models, right? So if they're novice and they have a lot of flaws and could use a lot of improvements, then that can deadlock just as simple as two advanced people deadlocking, right? No doubt about it. Okay, so just want to make sure you know that I was nitpicking quite a bit, and I hope it doesn't discourage you also. That's the most important thing, and the reason why I brought it up at all was that no model, again, I said it, I think in the beginning, there's no model that's perfect by any means, okay? There's no perfect model. There's models with very few flaws, okay, certainly, but there's no such thing as the perfect model built, right? So don't think that you have to be way up here to even think about participating in the shows. Again, the idea of going to shows and contests is to, yeah, you could be competitive, you could have fun with it and say, oh, you know, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to add that, that'll really be impressive, and I think people will like it, and maybe it'll impress some things and all that. Great, there's nothing wrong with that, to better your skills. Right, that's really the main reason you should be doing that, is to improve your skills, push as far as you can go, or maybe even a bit beyond, right? But also, again, the main focus is just like the internet, just like social media, whatever it is, and you put your pictures on or your videos on up there and to share, whether it's on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. The idea is to share and, you know, basically display your work. That's what the show contest circuit is all about. Showing and displaying your work, and that's really what you do. And if, again, as I've always said, the idea of winning a plaque or award is certainly the cherry on the sundae. So now let me seg off here, and we're going to actually do an edit. Imagine that, fancy, right? Going to edit, and then you'll see next we're going to be looking at the some pictures, because episode 3 is basically going to be common concerns, issues with builds that we see. And we're going to go through a couple of different categories, and I'm just going to point out things that are, believe it or not, we see it quite often, and enough to kind of bring them forward to you, the builder, to be aware of. Again, the idea is to use these things, these tools, this information, this critique to be better builders, right? That's all it's about, right? So, okay, with that, let's go to the next clip.